Hi guys, today I am doing a video about 5 tips for gardening. Things that I have learned over the years with my experience with gardening. So first tip is trial and error. This blue globe spruce here, this was trial and error. The spruce has been moved 3 or 4 times in this yard. Just sort of planting and replanting and moving gardens. And now it's in this sunny spot and it's actually doing the best it ever has. It was in the very back of the garden by the Bloodgood, then it was in the center circle, then it was in the front yard, and now it's here, doing its best. That's trial and error. This right here is a 9-bark. Now, this gigantic 9-bark was definitely trial and error. When I moved into this house, it was in the darkest corner of the yard, and it was barely holding on. The stem was this tall, and at that time I didn't even know what a 9-bark was. I had to look it up. I put it in a pot, put it on the patio, it started to do better, and now look at it. It is a foundational piece in my yard. It's one of my favorite plants in this entire garden. I love it so much. I have 7 9-barks, front and back. Eventually I'm going to have 9, just to say that I have 9 9-barks. Tip number 2, maintenance is daily. So just coming outside and doing a little maintenance every single day will help with the overwhelm of maintaining a garden. Like take this spread of the shade garden here. I hate weeding. I do enjoy watering, but I hate weeding. Well, a successful way of doing weeding is pairing one thing with another thing. So one thing that works is I'm always going to water, and then at the same time I can weed. So yesterday I watered this area and then I weeded. These are all the weeds that I pulled yesterday while I was watering. I was able to initiate the action, and then I just sort of kept going and hyper-focused on weeding. Again, going back to maintenance is daily. Having to water all these pots every single day, especially in the hot days of the summer. I mean, I watered these pots yesterday, and they are still dry. So I'm gonna have to come back and water them again. I mean, you can already see there's some burn, there's some dead, even after watering every single day. And then they also get hit by Japanese beetles. Tip number 3 is vantage points. You don't want to be able to step into your garden and see the entire thing all at once. This is something I sort of learned and fell in love with when I took an environmental psychology class in college. Environments that are comfortable, that are safe, that are inviting, sort of build your curiosity, like creating this pathway of grass here. You know, it's got a turn in the middle, it's got a turn at the end. The 9-bark sort of shades some of it over there. It's open, so it's welcoming and safe, but then there's also curiosity about what's around the corner. And you want to have that in your gardens. Here's another example of vantage points. Things that line up with each other. It's no mistake that all these things line up. The arch lines up with the center of the patio behind you. The table lines up. There was a circular center garden there. That lines up as well. And then that bloodgood. They all line up with the patio, the center of the patio. So that's another vantage point. Okay, one more example of vantage points. This long stretch here. I call this my runway, because I want an actual runway, like model walk runway in here. It's just something, maybe it's all the years of watching America's Next Top Model, but I want an actual runway right here. Now these are gonna have cattle panel arches here and then over there. So these will also be covered with vines and things. And that's another vantage point. And then over here is going to be the pergola / shed. And then that'll create more of a block to create more vantage points around that. I can't do a video about vantage points without also showing the mural from Beau Thomas. I mean, that's a big, beautiful vantage point. And then some of this here is going to be blocked off with a screen. So I will try and include that in this video as well. Tip number 4 is stages and phases. So if I pan over here, now I had my yellow cornflowers blooming. Once those stopped, then we move into the blue globe thistles. And now those are starting to fade. And then the rudbeckia down here starts to flower. So creating a garden where you have phases of flowers. And then over here you can see I have some lilies that are flowering. Before the lilies was the it's a button bush. The tag was still on it. Okay, this back corner here is the perfect one to talk about phases and stages. Now over here we have the forsythia. That's usually the first thing to bloom in the spring. Then we have the bleeding heart, and then that will bloom. And then we have the 9-barks, and then those will bloom. And then later in the season, we have the ornamental onion, the allium, and that'll bloom. And then coming over here, we have the The hibiscus. I mean, this thing looks dead until end of July, and then it shoots up and blooms in August. It has yet to bloom. And then we come over here. And we have the hydrangea standard, which is blooming right now. Now, when we talk about stages specifically, this is a good example. Before I had the crabapple, I had a pagoda dogwood. And the pagoda dogwood was beautiful. It arched all the way over here. It was beautiful. But it got golden canker, a fungus or a disease that only targets pagoda dogwoods. So slowly, year after year, more of it died until it just all died. So this is more of a in transition. It's sort of all weeds right now, but trust me, it's in transition. What I really want to do is have some symmetry here and here that goes all the way up to the gate. And I'm not going to get that with just daylilies. So I'm thinking of some planters, and then maybe some canna, because I love canna. And then it gives some height and creates more of that vantage point. So this part of the yard is in a stage. Things evolve. Tip number 5. You get to choose what you want to focus on. This is my front yard. I largely ignore it, because having to be in the front yard means I gotta deal with people. I'm a therapist. I deal with people all day long. I don't want to deal with random people. I have some nice barrel planters. I have some hosta that don't take any real care. I got some more 9-barks. I got a Japanese maple. That's about it for the front yard. I mean, I also have my center circle here that was in the backyard. It's got a hydrangea that'll eventually take over, and then it'll be even less maintenance. So I get to choose what I focus on. Going back to the tip about vantage points, this is the gate into the backyard. It's around these 9-barks. So it's sort of hidden. It's not come up the driveway and bam, there's a gate. You have to navigate yourself into the gate. So I got my Japanese maple, my viridis. I got some boxwood, my 9-barks that I love, some grasses, some more grasses, and an arborvitae to give some more height. Again, you get to choose what you focus on. This is the garden behind the garage. Now eventually I want this garden to be my memorial garden. I want to have like one of those little reading libraries, but instead of books, it's going to have like memorial cards and pictures of people that have passed away. So that's going to be in this area, but right now, it's all weeds. It's where I keep my wheelbarrow and my weed containers. It's sort of forgotten, and that's okay with me. I'm choosing to show you what I want to show you. Otherwise, no one ever comes over to my house. You know, that's the big fallacy of owning a house. Oh, I'm going to buy this house. People are always going to come over. No one comes over. Everyone is stuck at their own house. Here's another example of choosing what you focus on. So this is one of 2 raised beds. The other one is obviously the vegetable garden. I didn't want to continue to go back and forth and get a bunch of dirt or mulch to continue to raise up the soil level. So I picked a certain spot that I was going to be happy with, and then I found some other stuff to fill it in with temporarily. Next year I will fill it all the way, and I will have 2 vegetable gardens. But this year I don't care. All of the leaves that fall in the backyard, they're going to get composted and put in here. And that'll help, you know, enrich the soil and build it up a little more. So you get to choose what you focus on. You want to focus on the little things, you can do that. You want to focus on larger projects, you want to focus on more foundational things. You get to choose. Choose what you pay attention to. Also, don't worry about what other people are going to think about your garden. It's an escape, it's a comfort for you. This is my sanctuary. Nobody else's. Do you think my neighbor likes having some weeds along the fence line? Probably. I'm not focused on that right now. Do I take care of it every once in a while? Yes. But I don't focus on it. That's not a big focus of mine. I like looking at other projects. Like I said, I'm a planner, not a doer. And I'm learning to do more. I'm learning the audacity over the intelligence or the smarts or the planning. Just like filming these videos. Do the action. Don't worry about the feelings.